Ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap this up. I'm gonna laugh if this is like a 10-minute stream. You on YouTube could see how long this VOD is. Yeah, as you can see, we've bought almost everything. We've rescued everyone, gotten all the chips, gotten all the everything. We need about 7,500 money to actually afford everything else. And I don't feel like grinding that, and I don't care that much, so whatever. Looks like we have to do the last stage again anyways. So we get to do the right side whether I want to or not. That's terrible, Darkrai. My god. But yeah, forgive me for flexing one more time, but I'm actually really happy with how I was doing on this stage. So much so that I actually bothered to show part of the VOD to the low runny. Just to see what they thought. And they were just sitting there going, how are you doing this? I'll take that. Okay, so, right side this time. See if it's any different. Okay. So it is different, but it's the same theme, which is interesting. I was expecting something separate. That's me. I'm gonna go for it. Screw it. I'm seeing something. Give me a sec. Oh, is it not gonna? Okay. Sure. Okay. I will take that as a compliment, Walker. Arc 3 Depths. Let's see what we get for second right. Okay. You like how it kind of plays with you, right? Each one you could see where you're going, but it looks like you're going to go to the upper one. But no. No, you're going down. And you have to immediately jump or fall into the pit. Like that. I keep waiting for it to play with me, too. They're like, nope, this is the top one. Short but sweet. Hey, Robostall. How did you survive? How would you do this? The assassins have not been doing their job. Yeah, I'm not really joking. This last year really sucked. Someone mentioned on an unrelated stream, I think it was Pseudoregalia, that part of the reason, something unrelated, is because everyone's on edge. Because, yeah, life sucks right now. So, yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Mockingbirds. Make sure you get your guesses in, by the way. We are going to be cutting it off very soon. So I'll let you get a few last changes in. Okay, right 3. Oh, no. Yeah, see, yeah. So, in case you missed that, that was actually, there's a delay on the mech. You've probably never even noticed it, but you know here I can just attack and then immediately start moving. You can't do that in the mech. Once you attack, you're committing to it for about a solid second. Which meant the mech itself was kind of our timer in that section. So now we have to do this mechless. I have a feeling I'm going to regret that. And again, maybe not. Doing okay so far. We'd have to abandon the mech here. Oh, that's a cute game. Whatever. I'll take it. You're so welcome, Robostall. This nightmare hellscape that you now find yourself in is my personal gift to you. You got to do this, right? When you do the evil laugh, very important. Alright, this is it. Will we give one last positive to this freaking stage? Dramatic pause. So, if you've been paying attention to the review document, you know that Left 4 was actually my favorite of all of them. So let's see what Right 4 does. Cute. Okay. You mean I should do that right now, Mr. Red, in the middle of this insanely hellish stage of Doom? I actually do agree with you, Matt Overlord. Like I said, I might... Oh, I'm sorry about this. Is it the music? Is it me? It's me. You can be honest. It's okay. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I kinda don't like the final boss in general. The fact that we have to refight Colonel for no reason. And the fact that he hits that hard and there's, like, some weird feedback issues in the middle of the fight. It's a weird decision. I get that everyone wants their last boss to be super ridiculous, but there's a difference between fair hard and bullcrap. Most of this game has been fair. Note to self, good music gives Mockingbirds migraines. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea how you're supposed to do that damage split at all, because apparently it's a thing. Yeah, I've actually managed that same bug. Well, good news. Song's over. Now it's time for me to die on the final boss. Oh, I should chop off the guessing game. So if you haven't guessed, sucks to be you. You've had several minutes. 15 minutes of me going through that stage. That took me 15 minutes. Um, how do you not understand the scoring system, Mockingbirds, if you don't mind my asking? This is not an accusatory question. This is an interrogative. Ugh. Okay. See, that's an no. It's an honest answer. You're not stupid. So, the part of the reason I mention is if you look on the actual guessing sheet, you'll notice I put a nice guide there to kind of give people a rough range of general and vague quality. 246 and higher is extremely good. 164 to 246 is very good. 82 to 164 is great. 0 to 82 is good. 0 to negative 75 is bad. Negative 75 to negative 150 is awful. Anything below 150 is terrible. It's a nice good general range there. You can also check, there's actually a genre comparison sheet, which is linked in the spreadsheet. So if you want to see what other games of this genre have been managing, you can say, aha, and just look at 2D platformers here. And if we glance at this, we see that, so Mario Wonder is just is out of reach here. But we can see there's actually quite a range, quite a gamut of 2D platformers, because we've actually covered quite a few at this point. In fact, we have covered 73 2D platformers so far. And that's probably because we've covered all of the, well, most of the big 2D platformers. We've covered Sonic, Mega Man, Mario, and some of Kirby. So, yeah, we got a bunch on the books there. Can you go to the list? So, my website is actually designed to be visible on mobile. So, I will pull up on my phone right now. LoreRunner.com. We'll just pause here for a second. So at the top we have reviews, live review document, guessing game, streams, VODs, and if you scroll down past that, you see all the links there. So there's the queue and there's the list. If we click the list really quick, it is auto-formatted. So I have no idea why it's loading it as if it's a desktop. It loads it as if it's a mobile for me. It even does it if I do this. Like, I have actually put effort into making sure that my site is visible on mobile. Specifically so that people can see it on their phones. Okay, so yeah, last boss. I'm gonna get rid of these positives. I don't think I'm gonna give it any positives. I don't like this last boss fight. Let me adjust a few things here real quick. An ad blocker, that shouldn't do it. Also, there's no ads on my site. 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, yeah, that's a really good last stage. Whoops. Yeah, sorry, I've decided to start selling everyone's data and to use tons and tons of ads everywhere because for stuff you will never buy, because that's how you make bank. Right, that's how it's supposed to be. It's not. No, wait, Jesse's mask, wait. Ah, whatever. Thank you very much, Jesse's mask. How much do ads on website pay? I used to know the exact number, but it's something like zero point 0.2 cents per... No, it's like 0.02 cents per view. 0.2 cents per click. That was what it was. So I'll put that towards Shining Force. Stars in Shadow. I don't remember what that is. And Star Wars Zero Company. Thank you, as always, Jesse's mask. What's the point? Well, if you ever wondered why they try to push ads en masse, that's why. They want, millions of views. Because a million views is, let's see, about 10, 5 digits in terms of money. That's how the big people make their money, is they have millions and millions of people who are watching their stuff. And they make an absolute pittance per person, but eyeballs are a currency and shouldn't be. It's the weird freak anomaly of the bubble that should have burst and never did. Okay. Oh no, by all means, watch with an ad blocker on Twitch. Do not give Twitch any ad money. Remember, I don't get money from ads on Twitch. I mean, I do. I get like $15. And I'm sorry, that's garbage. In fact, let's just look. Let's see how much money I made. Oh, here we go. That's nice. Last month on ads. Anyone want to guess? Here we go. Sorry. They moved the page on me. That's great. Okay, here we go. Ad revenue. Here it is. For the last month, I made... Whoa! This is incredible. $17.38. Wow. Please use an ad blocker. So, final boss time. That actually is up. That's the funny part. Ow. Damn it. And I've lost half my health on the first phase. Okay, real phase. phase 2 of 4. You know, I was terrible. I did absolutely terrible there. Banger. Yes, I did give it a song positive. And we're dead. Just instantly. Just instantly. There's no cheats that I'm aware of, too. It's just... live with it. I just need to get lucky with the first phase. Yes, actually, Sci-Fi. Because, you know, he's just another construct at this point. Just like all the other Virus Army. Like, I get the idea. I mean, I like it, but I get the idea. Oh, that lariat he does. Have fun, play to all. Remember, use AI constantly. Damn it. Believe it or not, no, Czar. The way putting ads on a website works is you don't actually reach out to the ad people. You're not big enough to do that. Instead, no, Darkrai. Instead, what you do is you reach out to an ad provider, like Google. And then Google decides what goes on your website. I mean, the Sigma battle isn't that great either. But it's not this bad. I know, sacrilege. You ever do the Sigma fight without the armor upgrade? Because I have. Oof. That's, yeah. Not fun. You know what's funny is I'm pretty sure I could do this with one E-tank. Speaking of which, you know what the Sigma fight has? Sub-tanks. While we're on the subject. God damn it. Left, 100% Blue Dragon. Left was much better across the board. Damn it. Any mistake is just so punishing. And he's got a bajillion health. I've actually reached his final phase once yesterday, last night. And I apparently am having trouble replicating that feat. This guy is just a health tax. It's way too hard for how much health he has. Even though the game penalizes aggression, I think aggression is the correct move on phase 1. face. Time. Jesus Christ. Incomprehensible. You can't end like this. All I wanted was to fly through space once again. Those bright stars, beautiful nebulae, marvelous comets. My mind and body stuck to the ark. Stargazing was all I had. Masters, forgive us. In the second game. Actually, yeah, Blue Dragon EXE. If I ever replay this, I'm probably just going to put it down at the final boss. Like, do the last stage, and then be like, yep, I'm good. Ah, so that's what he wanted. It is true what he said about the 9 of us. We're tired of shaping planets to please our masters. Truthfully, I don't know who they were, or if they're still out there watching us. But the bots we left behind on each planet, they were each a unique individual, with their own hopes and dreams. We didn't know how they developed those traits, but leaving each and every one of them behind was incredibly cruel. For all I know, they all might have rusted all over and crumbled to dust. It was like we betrayed their trust time and time again. And to what end? To please some masters we never knew? We tried to take some of them aboard the Ark one time, but their bodies could not withstand hyper light-speed travel. Us circuits can be given new bodies, as long as the circuit remains. But the common bots were not so lucky. Once they're gone, they're gone. So you chose to stay. Yes, I was tired of our mission. But it was the others who decided to bury Commander Circuit here. Before I could say anything, the deed was already done. I was ashamed, scared to face him after having considered him a friend. If I had done something, then perhaps things could have turned out differently. So, what now? Actually, can I pause and mention how screwed up that is? These masters, these people are so disposable, and they are sentient bots, right? These people are so disposable that their method of FTL kills them every time they go through it. They just don't care because for the circuits, the circuit transfers their memories to a new body. But remember, that still kills the person in question. It just makes a new version of them every single time they go to FTL. That's messed. And, like Nega just mentioned, it also means that if you try to bring any of the other bots with you, they just get shredded. The other circuits may eventually need new hosts, but I think we can figure that out another time. They're safe in the Ark. However, someone's going to have to take Commander Circuit's place. If there isn't someone to wield his circuit, those bots out there will deactivate. Wait, are you going to... sacrificing myself for the greater good? I suppose I will. Consider it a just punishment for what I've done. This whole mess is in part my fault, after all. Please don't be the boss of the second game. Will you be alright? Oh, I'm several millennia old, remember? I think I could last a little while longer. Wait, Nega. Yeah, what up? What about your gravity circuit? It should rightfully belong to you, right? Oh, that old thing? You might have originally been a common bot, but you've earned it. You did beat the last boss, after all. Don't get all sentimental on me now. Now go! I'm sure the others are waiting for their hero's safe return. Mission complete. Ark goes back into the ground. Gotta have the cliff in an X game, right? Master Kai, sir. What's up? Of course I rescued the dogs. Why wouldn't I? You did it. You stopped this monstrously huge thing from, whatever bad thing it was trying to do. And not only that, the Virus Army soldiers have all stopped. We were all really worried, but you've saved us once again. You're a real hero, Master Kai, sir. Master, huh? Should I tell them everything, Nega? Should they know the truth? Masters, circuits, the mission commander spoke of. My identity? Or what happened to Colonel? Master Kai, sir? Pat, listen. The truth about who I am is Dramatic Pan. The Masters will return in Gravity Circuit 2. Probably. I have no idea. We've already heard some of the music from it. It's a banger. We've added Cable as a playable, so you actually have a guy with a gun. Yes, I have, Cyclone. I poked at it briefly. I mean, we don't kill the circuits. Like, we never kill the circuits, right? Made with love2d.org. How did I miss 2 armor paints? Where are they? Okay. Like, I was pretty thorough. I didn't care about the research too much, but that's whatever. New Game Plus mode now available, which I knew about. Speedrun mode now available. Circuit mode now available. Let's see if we have everything here. What are we missing? What are we missing? Yeah, we'll have to poke at it and see how good, bad, or in between it is. So, I actually was reading up on this a little bit. These are apparently completely random on dropping. So I have to guess which enemy I'm missing, and then find a bunch of it, and then kill it over and over until it drops. For the record, I'm not doing that. I have no idea who these are. Or that one. What, you mean like Nier Automata, Robostall? Because I actually gave that a negative there, too, for pretty much the same reason that you're mentioning. Although that's arguably a New Game Plus, but let's not quit it. Okay, so let's do something. Let's go to title screen, save and quit. Let's see what our new modes unlock, shall we? Restart the game from the beginning. Retain all acquired equipment. So I know what circuit mode is because it's of speedrunning. Circuit mode is you can use health as burst energy, so you can just kind of keep bursting until you die. Oh, there you go, Cyclone. Well, I'm never getting those, but... Hang on, what's speedrun mode? What does that mean? Oh, hello. Remixed level layouts for experienced players. Enemies and bosses exhibit altered behavior. Hazards do double damage. Levels need to be cleared deathless. No saves until game clear. Walk on ceilings. Interesting. Hello, Dakota. Yeah, you called it, Dakota. I was making fun of that last night. I just want to double check something. Yeah, by the way, cutscenes are skippable. I actually already knew that. I just wanted to show it off on camera briefly. No, the medic. The medic is dead. So, yeah, we have all the stuff we started with. That's pretty much exactly what I was expecting. So if we were missing anything, we could just play the game again in order to finish collecting it, which I do prefer that style of approach, so I'm with it. So that's a decent New Game Plus, decent modifiers. Not to experience with the fling because I keep missing enemies with it. That's a good question. I hope the second game addresses that, because if you think about it, there's nothing preventing that, right? Maybe in the second game we find out that they've, like, become sentient or something. Ah! For me. Yeah, that could be too, man. There were a lot of scrap. There was a lot of scrap in there, so it's entirely feasible that there's just a whole lot of scrap now that the citizens of the city now have to play with. No, Colonel! And yeah, skippable dialogues too, as you can see. I'm just testing something super quick. Nothing fancy. Considering how long Colonel was, like, pushing back against it, I would say this is when Commander was starting to try and take Colonel. Something like that. If I were to guess on the matter. Fine. So it looks like my civvies aren't saved, which I suppose makes sense. The Pallet Girl isn't there either. There's gravity, sir. I mean, spoilers. Also, some interesting implications. A circuit can move. Oh, hey, Pallet Girl is there. Never mind. A circuit can move on even if you're not dead. Okay, so it does keep all of our stuff. That's sort of what I expected. But more to the point, we can go ahead and grab all these now. But it looks like the civilians aren't saved. So the Pallet Girl's there, and all the pallets are probably there. Let's text that really quick. Yep. Except for the two. If you can clear a gallery of foes, you might earn something special. Yeah, there you go. I like the hints. No, that's actually a pretty solid New Game Plus. I'm with it. Let's save all our progress. Well, I promised you a speedrun so you can see someone who's actually good at this game.
The normal difficulty, and we will not be doing any additional modifiers. That can maybe be anything for next year. But anyways, let's just get right into the run. My couch will kind of just get the intro started from there. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Woo!
All right, putting in the stage right here. Ordinarily, we would have a little bit of a cutscene playing first, but we're actually going to be doing this run on speedrun mode, something added to the game straight from the developer that makes grinding attempts or just marathon runs a little bit nicer. It enables most of the game's cutscenes, auto-advances through text straight to the end, and has a few other kind of quality of life changes just to make things a little bit nicer.
So Gravity Circuit is a game that you have maybe seen a lot of times before. It's very much inspired, especially by the Mega Man X and the Mega Man Zero series. Our titular hero here, the Gravity Circuit, his name is Kai, and he's got basically mostly melee attacks is kind of his strong suit, as well as he has the ability to use a hook shot, which can use to grapple on the ceilings, as well as do a little bit of range damage to enemies as well. We are going to be seeing two different types of abilities that he'll have, passive abilities and active abilities. The active abilities are called Burst, which we'll be gaining more of throughout the game here, and they're kind of activated like smash commands. Nice thing speedrun mode does is normally you gain your first burst ability, Flying Strike, about a third of the way into the intro stage. We actually have it right from the beginning, which allows us to do things just a little bit quicker as we come up to the intro boss.
So this is the Wrecker Tank, and unlike most bosses that we'll be seeing later through the game, this one's going to be treated more like a mini-boss, which, like with normal enemies, does not have any kind of iframes. So here's our way of dealing with that. We call this wiggle strats, and how we do so is we turn on the rapid fire option and then try to wiggle left and right to deal as much damage to shred that health, and it just goes
Interesting
down.
strategy.
Yeah, all the mini-bosses, well, I guess the Wrecker Tank's technically the intro stage boss, but other mini-bosses that we're going to be seeing throughout the run here, they do not have iframes, like Tempest said. So we're able to take advantage of that, and we'll actually be using another burst technique to
Wiggle, wiggle.
take care of the rest of them.
Loading into the Guardian HQ here in just a second, after we get through the results screen. Now, normally we would get an intro on how our passive abilities, the booster chips, work, but since we're in speedrun mode, we can just run straight on through and get into our first stage. We're free to tackle these levels in any order we want, but usually runners start with Steelworks. It gives us a very, very useful burst technique, which we'll see a little bit later, and it just so happens to have enough rescues to get the booster chips that we want.
Yeah, with the rescue system, there are hostages throughout the game, and unlike Mega Man X5 and 6, they actually serve a grander purpose of being able to get us
Ouch.
passive upgrades from the nurse robot. And so we'll definitely want a few...
Ignore him. You can actually buy stuff with rescues in 5 and 6.
As
Just
for
don't.
burst techniques, which we will be able to buy from our doppelganger, well, let's just say those will really even out the score or something like that. I don't know. It's almost 8 a.m. in the morning.
You
My
have clearly
brain-
not woken up yet.
We're seeing our first rescue right here. There are 64 of these, 8 in each stage, and we're going to be picking up a grand total of 7 because we're the hero of this story. Don't worry, you know, just like in Mega Man games, when you defeat the boss, the entire area calms down, so they'll be watching the spectator mode.
And to anybody playing at home, don't worry. You can always return to these stages, no problem. The game will always track your progress very, very conveniently.
Let's see, we're going to have a pretty difficult skip coming up in just a second. Let's see if guys can hit it. No, not quite here. Never mind. Sorry, stage runs together. I'm a fraud. What can I say?
He's a fraud.
I'm
maybe
a fraud.
Maybe you spread the misinformation.
It could be. Maybe we've swapped roles now.
Passing by those checkpoints there, very nice thing about checkpoints in this game is you can expend a little bit of money. You can see in the bottom right, that is our bit count. In addition to needing the rescues to get our passive abilities, we also need bits, but here we go.
Trying that once, but we will not be. We'll just take the normal way.
So normally what you do is you use the grapple hook to swing through these spikes and attach to the next moving platform on top. Very difficult stuff, and Gauss actually found a really nice setup for it right before the run started, but very good attempts regardless, as we now use a dive kick. The dive kick is something we haven't talked about quite yet. It's a really cool part of...
No, I'm right. X6 has them giving parts. I remember this because I had to go look for very specific rescues in X6 to get the parts I wanted. Making me down myself here a second.
Oh, well, if you played DuckTales...
I had to pause the audit to go look that up.
Dive kick kind of pogos you, and it also works as a pseudo double jump with its wind-up animation. But here we are in our first boss, Ray.
So we teased this a little bit earlier by saying the Wrecker Tank didn't have iframes. Gravity Circuit bosses are kind of complex, but the main thing we need to know is that if you hit them too many times in a short period, they'll go invincible, and also they will force invincibility at half health to do a desperation move, just like this. Every desperation move is
No, so look, we would never talk about X6.
largely work the same. To counteract the build-up of them, we can use a burst technique like Flying Strike to send them into tumble.
Got it.
Very nice.
Yeah,
and a
that sounds about right.
So for those that do not know, like within fighting games, you can beat a boss without taking a bit of damage, and in doing so, the game will reward you 2,000 bits, and it is a really nice little thing to get us a little up there in our wallet.
There's only one particular boss where we are going to...
So you're saying it's better than Gravity Circuit Cyclops. There you go. Mega Man X6 is better than Gravity Circuit. So say it's Cyclops.
Further perfects that Gauss gets, I will be matching and donating $10 for each one, and I encourage anybody else, as well as in the chat, if you guys can, to donate as well for every perfect in the run.
I'll be doing the same, so.
Nice, let's go.
Just by a few burst techniques here, we're going to get Function Overload and Rising Upper. Rising Upper is going to be very, very helpful for fighting bosses. It allows...
Okay, I hate to interrupt this, but I'm actually already done with the audit. I did most of this last night, sorry. So, Gravity Circuit. Plus 17 to story. That's actually average, believe it or not, for 2D platformers. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. Hang on one second. Stop. Dumb thing. There we go. Because I wanted to share some Gravity Circuit 2 music, because he's already released one of the songs. 2 of the songs, actually. There we go. Ahem. Preview for next year. Plus 17 to story. Like I said, that's just about average for 2D platformers. That's still 2 pluses per hour and 100% ratio, so that's pretty damn solid. Gameplay is plus 73. That's high. That's pretty far up there. That is 10 positives per hour, which is obviously a rather skewed number when it comes to 2D platformers, but it's still true. And a ratio of 93.98%. All of this gives us a final golden number of... Can I get a drum on, please? Gravity Circuit 2 is coming out next year. Sorry, it's already been announced and everything. In fact, it was announced pretty recently. Let's see who won. I need to bring up the calculator for that one. That is so close, I'm tempted to give it to both of you. But, so, final score. 200. Which is already very, very good. 66.01. That is a freaking good game. That actually beats Mega Man 5. Doesn't quite reach Mega Man X1. Just to put that into range there. That is a very good score. And yes, so Takoda actually wins. Congrats, Takoda. By, like, 2. Because you and Walker were both very close there. I'll put that towards Max Payne 3, the Neos, and the Xenosagas. Maybe coming out on Switch soon, if all the rumors are true. Yeah, I don't actually have much else to add to this. This was a very solid game that I don't think I recommend unless you're already good at platformers. This game does have one huge asterisk, and that's similar to Mega Man X8 Demastered. It is built for people who are already into the scene, not for people who are trying to get into it. Now, if you're already into it, or if you want to try out a thing, this is a very solid game. I think the game primarily sits on its excellent level design. In fact, this is the second game I've played in the last week, which is primarily good because of the level design. Dusk was the other one. I mean, that last stage was incredible, but most of the stages were really, really good. Inventive mechanics, good usage and escalation, good interweaving, all kinds of cool stuff. I gave it 1 replayability positive. Because it doesn't get the second, it doesn't get the third, because the things that would qualify for that are baked into other mechanics. So, I'm going to go ahead and chop off, do some paperworky stuff, and then I'm probably going to go ahead. I don't want to get groceries, but I think I have to. So I'm probably going to go get groceries. So we'll come back around the second shift-ish, and we'll start up Jedi Survivor, and hopefully it won't be incredibly buggy, because we're playing the PC version.